So this is one of my favorite stations because this is the backgrounds, and I love the backgrounds. As you can see, we have this giant mouse, right, for the backgrounds, and it's connected to this, the red mouse you see, it's usually on the upper level up to next to the other computer because I have to do the backgrounds and the spider at the same time. And so usually if you're running spider or backgrounds, you're probably going to be doing those at the same time. That, in fact, is the ultimate goal, and it takes a little bit of coordination. But I fully believe in your ability to do it because I know you can, and people do it all the time. So when we're doing the backgrounds, it's important to know that there are actually 2 computer programs here. You see this? This is one program. This is the motion backgrounds. And this up here is a second program. These are the stills. This is Pro Presenter, and this is Pro Video Player. I know that means nothing to you, but that's okay. So these are the stills. And just like in other Pro Presenter software, this yellow bar represents the one that you're selected, right? And you have the display screen right over here. You can see the display screen, and we usually use this for announcements and for other things. And right now we're using this for the series we're in, and we'll have different backgrounds for different series, and sometimes we'll have sermon illustrations that are that wide, and it's these are called triple wides and they're stills. But we use the motion backgrounds down here for worship and for walk-in. Now it's important to understand that this right here is actually the playlist. That right there is the playlist. And you can see that one is labeled pre-service background and service backgrounds. Now the pre-service backgrounds are a loop. And so you click the first one, and this is the little display screen for Pro Video Player. And you'll see that these backgrounds have a little arrow in the corner. And what that arrow means is that this background is going to automatically go to this background. See, when it gets to that timer, we'll speed it up a little bit, it's going to go to the next background automatically. See, there it goes. And so all of these are on that same setting. Now, we use these for walk in and walk out, and it's very important that you go to these when service is over. And I'll give a cue for that, or it'll be written on your agenda. The next thing is service backgrounds. And for service backgrounds, what we do is it's the first 4 backgrounds are 4 or 5 or 6, however many we need. It's 1 per song. 1 background per song, and it's the first 4 is what we use, and you just click them in order. The first song, second song, third song, 4th song, 5th song. This usually ends up being the closing, or maybe this is the closing, or closing and offering, or communion, something like that. You guys know how this goes. Now, notice that these ones have the little like loopy one in the corner, and this isn't super important, but I'm going to tell you anyway. That means the background will repeat itself. So when the background is going, when the timer goes across, when the timer is done, it will actually start the background over. And it is designed this way. It is designed to work with this little loop so that when the background starts over, it is almost seamless. You can hardly even tell. That's the difference between a good background and a garbage background, is how seamless is the transition from the beginning of the timer to the end of the timer. And we have all of these, and the backgrounds need to match the lights and help create the environment, whether the song is slow or fast, the background is slow or fast, stuff like that. So it all matches, and I write all that stuff down and coordinate it before service with the light cues that I would do. So that's why we do the ones in specific order, and we do 1 background per song. So this is the little output button. You see this button up here? It actually says the word output underneath. And when you click this button, it is what switches between the top and bottom programs, right? Because there's 2 programs there. The top one's the stills, the bottom is the motions. Motions are for worship, and the stills are for pretty much everything else. So what you do is, right now when it says off, like it does, it says off, the program that is on top, the master program, will be the motions at the bottom. That's the one that the computer is sending to the spider, will be the motions. When you click this, then it means that this top program becomes the master, and the stills are going to be sent to the spider instead of the Pro Video Player. That makes sense? And everything else in technology is 2 clicks or double click or whatever you want to call it, but this is just 1 click because it toggles back and forth. And I know you can't see it from just here, but trust me, on the screen it toggles back and forth, and it goes between stills and motion. So it's important to time that at the same time as when you switch the spider for the announcements cue, or from worship to video, or from sermon to offering, and when we do the motion backgrounds for whatever we do motion backgrounds for.